2020 April 24. Daily Bread Passage. Ezra chapter 4 verse 1–14. Keyverse. Verse 3. Title: Enemies hinder God's work. Bible passage. When the enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the exiles were building a temple for the Lord, the God of Israel, they came to Zerubbabel and to the heads of the families and said, "Let us help you build because, like you, we seek your God and have been sacrificing to him since the time of Esarhaddon king of Assyria, who brought us here." But Zerubbabel, Joshua and the rest of the heads of the families of Israel answered, "You have no part with us in building a temple to our God. We alone will build it for the Lord, the God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, commanded us." Then the peoples around them set out to discourage the people of Judah and make them afraid to go on building. They bribed officials to work against them and frustrate their plans during the entire reign of Cyrus king of Persia and down to the reign of Darius king of Persia. At the beginning of the reign of Xerxes, they lodged an accusation against the people of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes king of Persia, Bishlam, Mithredath, Tabeel and the rest of his associates wrote a letter to Artaxerxes. The letter was written in Aramaic script and in the Aramaic language. Rehum the commanding officer and Shimshai the secretary wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes the king as follows. Rehum the commanding officer and Shimshai the secretary, together with the rest of their associates, the judges, officials and administrators over the people from Persia, Uruk and Babylon, the Elamites of Susa, and the other people whom the great and honorable Ashurbanipal deported and settled in the city of Samaria and elsewhere in Trans-Euphrates. This is a copy of the letter they sent him, to King Artaxerxes, from your servants in Trans-Euphrates. The king should know that the people who came up to us from you have gone to Jerusalem and are rebuilding that rebellious and wicked city. They are restoring the walls and repairing the foundations. Furthermore, the king should know that if this city is built and its walls are restored, no more taxes, tribute or duty will be paid, and eventually the royal revenues will suffer. Now since we are under obligation to the palace and it is not proper for us to see the king dishonored, we are sending this message to inform the king." Daily Bread Message. 1. We will build alone. The people of the land said that they also worshipped God and they offered to help build the temple, but their religion was mixed with idol worship. Joshua and the leaders did not bend to political pressure, but did what pleased God. When God's people refused to compromise, the native people actively sought to hinder them. 2. Discouragement and political pressure. The enemies of God's people worked hard to discourage the returnees, they planted fear, they tried to frustrate the work. When this failed, they seized an opportunity when Artaxerxes became emperor. They wrote a letter inciting distrust, and the work was stopped for nearly 15 years. God's people could only pray and wait. Prayer. Lord, help me to overcome fear and discouragement, and to wait on your time and pray. One word. Don't compromise, wait and pray.